For a long time now, it has been obvious that Tiffany never truly moved on from her breakup with Common. While publicly, she tried to appear calm, confident, and focused on her own life. Those close to the situation say the emotional wounds never fully healed. The breakup didn't just disappoint her, it unsettled her. And as time passed, that unresolved pain quietly transformed into frustration, suspicion, and resentment. What makes this situation even more complicated is that Tiffany's emotions did not stay private. Instead, they began to spill into conversations, comments, and warnings, particularly when Common's name was mentioned alongside Jennifer Hudson's. According to multiple insiders, Tiffany seemed unable to separate her past from Common's present. Every move he made, every public appearance, every rumor about his new relationship appeared to strike a nerve. Rather than stepping back, Tiffany reportedly leaned in. She began speaking openly about Common's relationship habits, especially his tendency to move from one woman to another. To some, it sounded like concern. To others, it felt more like bitterness disguised as advice. Friends noticed that Jennifer Hudson's name kept coming up far more often than necessary, even in conversations that had nothing to do with her. This was where the narrative started to shift. Tiffany was no longer just an ex quietly processing a breakup. She was becoming an active voice in someone else's relationship, and that raised eyebrows. The public has long embraced the idea that women should protect one another, warn each other, and share hard truths. But critics questioned Tiffany's motivations. Was this truly about protecting Jennifer? Or was it about unresolved jealousy? Many fans believed Tiffany couldn't accept the idea that Common had moved on so quickly, especially with someone as respected and admired as Jennifer Hudson. To them, it felt personal. The timing didn't help. Tiffany's warnings came just as Common and Jennifer's relationship began gaining attention, making the situation feel less coincidental and more reactive. Interestingly, Tiffany's approach shifted over time. Instead of openly criticizing Jennifer, she adopted a softer tone. She stopped making harsh remarks and instead positioned herself as someone who was simply looking out for Jennifer. Behind the scenes, she allegedly warned Jennifer not to trust Common fully, suggesting that he had a history of emotional inconsistency. Those close to Tiffany claim she genuinely believes Common treated her as a temporary option, a placeholder, until something better came along. But in her mind, that pattern hadn't changed. She suspected he might be repeating the same behavior with Jennifer, especially since their relationship seemed to appear without a long public buildup. This belief became the foundation for everything that followed. Tiffany wasn't just reacting. Emotionally, she was building a narrative in her head, one where history was repeating itself, and she was the only one brave enough to say it out loud. To understand why Tiffany feels so strongly, it's important to revisit how her relationship with Common began. The two first crossed paths in 2019 while working on the film The Kitchen. From the start, their chemistry was undeniable. Co-workers noticed it, fans noticed it, and when they officially began dating in 2020, many believed it was only a matter of time before things became serious. Initially, their relationship seemed healthy and promising. They appeared happy, affectionate, and deeply connected. Interviews were filled with praise, mutual admiration, and laughter. To the public, they looked like a couple moving in the right direction, but behind the scenes, cracks were already forming. During this period, rumors surfaced that Common was still emotionally entangled with Angela Rye. While Tiffany was fully invested, insiders claimed Common's attention was divided. When Angela re-entered the picture and showed interest again, everything changed. Common abruptly ended things with Tiffany, explaining that he had been working on himself, attending therapy, and was now ready to make serious commitments. Many believed Angela was the one. Common spoke openly about growth, emotional maturity, and readiness for something lasting. But that narrative collapsed quickly. Just months later, his relationship with Angela ended as well. That breakup reinforced an already growing belief among fans. Common struggled with commitment. Time and again, he seemed drawn to powerful, accomplished women only to walk away. Once the excitement faded, he denied this pattern repeatedly, insisting he simply hadn't found the right match yet. After ending things with Angela, Common reached out to Tiffany again. He told her he missed her, that he regretted how things ended, that he wanted another chance, and Tiffany listened. Tiffany didn't hesitate to give Common another chance. Her feelings never fully disappeared, and his return reignited her hopes. As the world shut down during the pandemic, the two grew closer than ever. They quarantined together, spent extended time in each other's presence, and presented themselves publicly as a reunited couple. They confirmed their relationship on social media, and fans were optimistic. Many believe that if anyone could inspire Common to settle down, it was Tiffany. She supported him, celebrated him, and openly talked about their future. Tiffany wasn't shy about her expectations. She spoke excitedly about birthdays, special moments, and shared experiences. One of her biggest hopes was that Common would plan something meaningful for her 41st birthday, something that symbolized commitment and thoughtfulness. She imagined hot air balloon rides, intimate dinners, and moments that reflected emotional investment. In interviews, she talked about trying something new every year, embracing life fully, and building memories with the person she loved. What Tiffany didn't realize was that Common's interest was already fading behind the scenes. He was still emotionally recovering from Angela, and insiders believe Tiffany unknowingly became part of that healing process, not a long-term plan. While Tiffany dreamed of proposals and lifelong commitment, Common avoided serious conversations about marriage. At one point, Tiffany spoke openly about imagining a unique proposal. She joked about wanting a diamond ring instead of grand gestures, but the truth was uncomfortable. Marriage hadn't even been seriously discussed between them. Eventually, Common made it clear that he wasn't planning to propose. Shortly after that admission, the relationship ended again. This time, the explanation was familiar: busy schedules, conflicting priorities, and timing issues. To Tiffany, it felt like a betrayal. To the public, it felt like a pattern repeating itself. After the breakup, Tiffany was devastated. She spoke candidly about the pain of watching someone she loved move on so quickly. And move on he did. Common began dating Jennifer Hudson, an actress and singer he had known for years. They reportedly reconnected while working on the film Breathe In and spent time together in Philadelphia during filming. Initially, both denied romantic involvement. That changed when Common flew to London to support Jennifer's musical performance. The move raised eyebrows. While they arrived separately to avoid attention, insiders reported undeniable closeness behind the scenes. Eventually, Common confirmed the relationship publicly, praising Jennifer in glowing terms. He spoke about her intelligence, faith, character, and achievements. Comments that instantly went viral for Tiffany. Hearing those words was painful. Even though Tiffany had begun dating Marvin Jones, she struggled with Common's new relationship. She made remarks on social media that some interpreted as subtle jabs at Jennifer. To critics, it seemed like Tiffany was still emotionally attached to her past, despite being in a new relationship. Tiffany reportedly reached out to Jennifer directly, but she wasn't apologizing. Instead, she was warning her. According to sources, Tiffany told Jennifer that Common had a history of emotional inconsistency and commitment issues. She urged her to end the relationship before getting hurt. Jennifer did not take this well, insiders say. Jennifer was angry and made it clear she would not entertain Tiffany's opinions about her relationship. She reportedly told Tiffany to stay out of her personal life, stating that if Common ever broke her heart, it would be something she would handle privately. Jennifer believed Tiffany's involvement crossed a boundary. What Tiffany saw as concern, Jennifer saw as interference. This confrontation marked a turning point. Jennifer shut down the conversation entirely and refused to let outside voices influence her decisions. As the story unfolded, Public opinion became deeply divided. Some fans sympathized with Tiffany, believing she never received proper closure and was still grieving what she thought was her healthiest relationship. Others felt she needed to step back, let go, and focus on her own life. They argued that warning. Someone repeatedly crosses into obsession, regardless of intention. Some believe Tiffany may be right, that history will repeat itself. Others think Jennifer is strong enough to handle whatever comes her way. What's undeniable is that this situation reflects deeper themes: emotional wounds, unresolved attachment, and the difficulty of watching someone move on. Whether Tiffany's warnings are justified or misplaced, one thing is clear: this story is far from simple. And as time goes on, the truth will reveal itself. That's all for today's story.